Shalom, and welcome to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul, your Biblical Hebrew podcast. Shalom, and welcome to our Biblical Hebrew podcast. Today I wish to speak about the injustice that has been done to the Bible. The Bible originally has been written in Hebrew, and the Hebrew is an interesting language, for it is both refer to physical things and also to the spiritual roots of our existence here. So when the Bible was translated to Greek 2,000 years before our times, the sages of Israel wept for 70 days, for they were saying the world has been darkened. Why? Because they say the tree of life, meaning the Bible, has become the tree of knowledge. Once you translate the Hebrew into any other language and you move words from language to language, is not again the tree of life anymore. It's a tree of knowledge. Let's take, for instance, the word stone in English or the word Stein in German, both referring to a stone. In Hebrew, it's Even. So whenever English see the word Even in the Bible, translate it into stone. But the word Even in Hebrew means something else. The word Even is composed of two other words, Av, which is father, and son, which is Ben. Av and Ben, father and son, Av uven, create a new word, which is Even. Even, in a way, is expression of the connection between father and son, not just biological, but also the connection between the Heavenly Father, the source, and His Son, human. So now, when we read the Bible in Hebrew, we have to think that it's not a physical stone, Even, or Stein in German. It's always the connection between Father and Son, the source and His Son, human. This is only example of one word. So in a way, we cannot read the Bible anymore in any other language because it will be distorted. We have to read the Bible through the lens of the Hebrew. And then even for the Hebrew speakers, it's hard because Hebrew speakers, they speak the Hebrew like it was any other language, but it's not. So even for Hebrew speakers, it's hard to decode the language and to abstract everything. So this is our work here, in a way, to deconstruct the false perception of the Bible. And this is, in a way, this is what we do in our little conversations every day, drop by drop. Today, I wish to speak about the term Eve. Eve in English, or Chava in Hebrew. The word Chava, Eve, is written in Hebrew in 3 letters. Chet, Vav, He. Chet is 8, Vav is 6, together they make 14. Another He is 5, together they make 19. The volume of the name Eve is 19. And here is the thing. People refer to Eve as woman who lived almost 6,000 years before our time. But when we read the Bible carefully in Hebrew, we see the following. And now we shall go to Genesis 3 and see what the verse says. Genesis 3 verse 20. We read in Hebrew and then we translate it into English. Vayikra ha'adam shem ishto Chava. And the human spirit, ha'adam is not the man, but ha'adam is the human spirit. and the human spirit named his wife Eve. And here comes the letters of the Hebrew Bible. Ki hu haita, because he was Em Kol Chai, mother of all living. The Hebrew Bible writes the word hu. Hu in Hebrew means he, refers in English to male. But the Hebrew write dot under the hey, meaning to read it as he. He in here is a she. So we see masculine who, but we read it as he, which is a she. And this is interesting because Eve is not a name of a woman who lived 6,000 years before our time. Also Adam, because the Bible is a book that shares with us the development of human awareness and consciousness. So the term Adam refers to the human spirit, which is also the divine spirit, and Eve refers to everything which is blown by the divine spirit. One proof of this we find here in verse 20, chapter 3, because Eve, Chava, is masculine and feminine at the same time. We said that the volume of Eve is 19, and we said that Adam is the divine spirit or human spirit. It's the same. Let's look into the Hebrew word of ruach. The word ruach appears in Genesis 1, verse 2. Ruach. The English translated as spirit. Ruach in Hebrew means spirit, air, blow of air, movement of air. The word ruach is written in 3 letters. Resh, Vav, Chet. Resh equals 200, Vav equals 6, together they're 206, Chet equals 8, so together they make 214. The volume of Ruach, which is spirit or wind or a blow of air, is 214. When we add to this number of 214 the sum of 19, which is the volume of the word Eve, we get the volume or the sum of 233. 233 is the volume of the term, the tree of life, Etz HaChaim. Etz HaChaim, the tree of life, is also 233. So what do we want to say? The combination of spirit and the word Eve creates the unity of the tree of life, because Eve is a general term for all subjective entities which are blown by the spirit. Eve is a general name for the whole creation. Dolphins and fish and trees and people, whether they're feminine or masculine, the planets, everything which is blown, which is held up by the first blow, is Eve. And the combination of spirit and Eve, Ruach and Chava, creates the volume of the tree of life, Etz HaChaim, which has the volume of 233. So, either we say Adam and Eve, and when we say Adam, we mean the divine spirit, and Eve is the mirror which is blown by the divine spirit, or we say Ruach and Eve, and it's the same because Ruach and Eve creates the volume of 233, which is the tree of life. So in our conversations, we always try to bring the listeners to a place which says, don't take every word that you read for granted. Search for it. Search for meaning. Search for the source of the thought behind every term. And this was a little conversation about the term Eve, the term spirit in Hebrew, and the relation between both of them that brings us again back to the tree of life. We wish you a beautiful day and wonderful week. Thank you for listening to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to hear more about a certain topic, just write us an email to hebrew@learnoutlive.com. We are always happy to hear from you. For more episodes, videos, and articles like this, please visit our website at hebrew.learnoutlive.com. We also would like to invite you to join our live classes. Just search for Online College of Biblical Hebrew on Facebook and start learning now with students from all over the world. Koltuv and Shalom.